High five me.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I'm sorry, I wasn't high fiving.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. High fives have gotten so hard since I've moved to Denver. It's really hard.
This is difficult.
Okay.
That probably looks terrible.
Anyways, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Titans Tube. This is a special episode because this is the first episode where Justin and I are not in the same room. How sad is that?
What? Caleb, what are you talking about? You're right here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind. I see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah. Okay.
My apologies. The altitude's kind of gone to my head here. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I just recently moved to Denver, Colorado, but I still watch the Titans game. In fact, I think it's good luck that I moved because now the Titans are currently undefeated in the playoffs when I'm living in Colorado. So that bodes well for our upcoming game against the Patriots.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're undefeated while you've been in Denver. That's a great stat.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into this breakdown game over the Titans' WildCard Weekend win over the Chiefs in dramatic comeback fashion, 22-21. It was mind-blowing. That's all I have to say. Justin, let's go over your initial thoughts. What do you think, man? Are you still alive after this one? Did your brain blow up?
I am very much alive. I have been given new life, I guess you could probably say, after that dramatic win. It was like a deja vu from the game last year at Kansas City, going down early, big, and the Titans just found a way to climb back into the game and get it done at the very end. Unbelievable game. Obviously, Mariota is the big story, and just how he willed this team to win, putting him on his back and literally doing everything. Everyone's talking about his pass to himself for the touchdown. That hasn't happened since what, 97, since Brad Johnson or whatever his name was did it. Yeah, a long time ago. But yeah. What a game. What a game from Mariota. And the defense, obviously, stepping it up and shutting down that Chiefs offense to the tune of, 60-something yards total in the second half for him.
I believe it was 61 total yards and 0 points. That's the big one.
0 points. That is the big one. The big one, 0 points. Man, yeah, it's just so hard to kind of put it into words. This game is going down as one of the best games ever in Titans history. It's hard to top.
I mean, it has to go down as one of the best WildCard Weekend games ever in history. Am I right? It has got to be like top 5 WildCard Weekend games. Probably also included in that is
it's definitely up there.
Also included in that is the Music City Miracle, probably.
Yeah. Which the Music City Miracle, that game was a good game, but it was definitely a defensive struggle, and then it just happened at the very end of the game. It was more of a miraculous play than like an epic game. I guess I would phrase it that way, but yeah. What a game! What a comeback! The second biggest road comeback in the playoffs in the history of the NFL, dating back to like 1957. I think I saw.
Wow.
So yeah, wonderful, and I'm just, as things are coming to me, I'm saying them, and now I'm thinking about Derrick Henry, and obviously that is the best game Derrick Henry has played in a Titans uniform. I mean, he called himself out after the game against Jacksonville, saying that he was playing kind of soft, felt he had something to prove, and I think he proved it big time in the game. He was running hard, he was decisive. He even caught a long pass as well, so he showed some really good pass catching and run after catch ability. Yeah, I loved what I saw out of Derrick Henry. Our 2 Heisman Trophy winners making plays all game long. Loved it.
Seriously, it was all about the Heisman these past 2 games. Except Derrick Henry didn't really play well against Jacksonville. Yeah, he went from I think he had a 1.8 yards per carry average against the Jags to a 6.8 yards per carry against the Chiefs on 23 totes. Or tokes, since I'm in Denver.
Toted it. Oh, good. Good one.
Thanks, man.
Best not the jokes. Yes. Man, yeah, it's. I mean, what should we talk about first or next? I guess.
I don't see. It was an insane game, but at the same time, the first half, I wanted to shoot myself in the head again and again and again because it looked like the same old Titans, and I was like, this is really how we're going to go out. We're going to make the postseason and just absolutely crap our pants once again, because this is what the Titans teams have done all season, but somehow Mariota has been miraculous, especially in the second half. of the past 2 games, making iconic Titan plays, like Titans plays that will go down in the history of the franchise. But what did you see in the first half? Let's start with that. What did you see in the first half? We go into halftime down 21-3. We were down 14-0, which was the same as when we played KC last year. We were down 14-0. That was not a playoff game. But what happened in the first half, do you think? Nothing was going right.
It was kind of like a lot of the Titans games we've seen this year. It was a very slow start. Their offense was ripping us apart. Obviously, I think we would be remiss if we didn't mention how huge it was that Travis Kelce went out of the game with an injury. A lot of people I know have already heard and read a lot of things saying that was really the turning point in the game, because he was shredding us. We could not guard him. He was pretty unstoppable. I think he caught 4 passes on 4 targets for almost 70 yards and a touchdown. So he was absolutely killing us.
In our defense, though, no one can really cover Travis Kelce. So
true. He's tough. He's tough for anybody to match up against. But really, after he went out of the game with that injury, they still marched right down the field and scored a touchdown without him. So they were still moving the ball immediately after he went out of the game. So it was odd to see that happen. And then in the second half, you really saw how the Chiefs' offense missed having a guy like Travis Kelce to lean on when they needed a playmaker to make a play. And real quick, I do want to say I've seen a lot of people on social media, on the interwebs, talking about how Cyprien's hit on him should have been a targeting hit or a head-to-head. Like, no, that's not. The rule is not applied in that situation, because he was a ball carrier. He was a runner. He was after the catch, and he lowered his head. I mean, what do you want Cyprien to do? Cyprien went low on him, and Travis Kelce. I mean, that's just like a natural football play, a football motion. You're gonna duck your head, go low, and it was just a collision. If that is targeting, then every single running play or tackle is probably should be called head-to-head if that's your argument. But head-to-head is only applied on a defenseless receiver or a quarterback, I'm pretty sure. And he was not defenseless. He was running with the football.
Agreed.
What do you want Cyprien to do?
Agreed. That was not a dirty play in the least bit. Cyprien's not a dirty player. That was just a hard football hit, and Travis Kelce got knocked out. Man.
Yeah. It was kind of scary. You know, it's a scary thing to see a guy so woozy and just out of it. It's like not really a good look for the NFL. I'm sure they're kind of cringing their teeth at that one, because obviously he had a clear concussion in that instance. But I mean, that's football. It's a physical, violent game. And I think those kind of things, when you have a defense and a team that is that physical and plays that hard, those kind of things happen, and for better or for worse. And we laid the wood on him and knocked him out of the game. Yeah,
which you were right. It totally helped our defense in the second half. I know they marched right down the field right after that, but they already had all the momentum in the first half that time. But coming out of the second half, we were really able to adjust for him not being on the field, and I think it kind of shut him down. Shut down the whole Chiefs offense.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to get this reffing discussion out of the way real quick? I mean, that's a big story. The refs were awful.
You know what?
Through the whole game, it was pretty ridiculous, some of the calls they were making.
I think Jeff Triplett realized it, because the day after he took himself out of the game by retiring. Thank God he is gone. See you, Jeff Triplett. He was
and that's
terrible.
Crazy. He has been reffing football games ever since I've started watching football, and for him to be doing it for that long, and for him to be making the mistakes that he was making in this game is inexcusable. And it wasn't all him. I mean, a lot of it was his crew making calls at the same time, but he's still the head ref in that game, and he needs to have a better control of what's going on. Obviously, the Mariota forward progress sack was pretty crucial for Kansas City. I feel for him on that one, because that should have been ruled a fumble. And also Travis Kelce's fumble on that hit. It was really close. I mean, you could probably make an argument. Was his knee down first, or did he ever regain possession? But it wasn't clear either way. And the fact that they didn't even stop the game to review that play is a bad look, because it was definitely close enough that there should have been a review at the very least. And then of course spotting the ball 2 yards short of the first down on that one particular play was probably the worst spot I've ever seen in a football game.
Well, it was actually so I was actually I think the worst call we got was the spot which you were talking about. I think it was spotted 3 yards short.
They ended up correcting it, but we had to use a challenge. We should not have had to use a challenge on that play if the refs were using their eyes at all.
I was listening to Mike Keith at the time on the radio detailing the play, and after that play happened, he was like losing it because no ref. I'm trying to think what happened. Was there a flag on the play? What?
Yeah, there was. Somebody. So one of the refs threw a flag, and then they had a discussion about it, and then they decided that there was no foul on the play.
So during the discussion, after the flag was thrown, no ref went to mark the initial spot of the ball. So they were just guessing after they huddled up. They had nothing to go off of just based on their memory. So they marked it 3 yards short and then forced Malarkey to have a challenge. But it's kind of the reffing was bad. But from a Titans perspective, I thought we were getting screwed in the first half. But looking ahead, hindsight is 20/20. I think the Chiefs ended up getting the worst end of the deal because the Titans got 3 points that we should not really have gotten. Say what you will about that. That Mariota forward progress fumble, but that led to our first 3 points, the field goal. We end up winning by 1 point. Is that the difference in the game? I mean, the second half would have looked different if we had not gotten that field goal or not. I don't know, but I think the Chiefs ended up getting the worst end of the deal.
I think they did get
looking at the game as a whole.
End of the deal as far as reffing goes. But I don't think that lost them the game because, I mean, the Chiefs were dropping passes. They had plenty of opportunities to stop us on our drives, but Mariota, kept making plays. So I mean, yeah, it sucks that especially that Mariota fumble that led directly to our field goal. But hey, we hit our long field goal. Kansas City missed their long field goal. So I mean, they still had their chances. I mean, even so, that they still should have. Not should have won the game, but they still had their opportunities to win the game despite the bad calls that went against them.
True. Definitely want to give props to Ryan Suckup. That has to be an extremely hard field goal to hit on the road in the playoffs. I mean, 49 yards in Arrowhead in cold weather. Like, I was almost expecting a miss from him. He's not that accurate the closer you get to 50 yards, and 49 is basically 50. So I props to him for nailing that one, even at the time when it looked like it wasn't going to do much.
He's not really a sure thing like he has been in the past because he's missed I think 7 field goals this year. I think he's missed a couple extra points, maybe had one blocked. So he's not as automatic. He's still a really good kicker. But yeah, that was definitely not a guaranteed kick, and that's the second year in a row that he's banged in a long field goal at Arrowhead. So props to him, like you said, for sure. Good game.
Yeah. He just feels. I feel like he just has some confidence going into Arrowhead after he kicked that game-winning field goal. He's like, "Yeah, I own this place, guys. I'm about to kick another one." So, and he did it. And Harrison Butker, Sean McDonough really cursed him right before he nailed that one. Hey,
thanks,
I'm
Sean
cool with that.
Definitely. Yeah, should have knocked on wood after that.
That was a crazy turn of events, though, as they were about to punt, and then we ran into the punter, and then there was offsetting penalties, and then we muffed the punt, and then they ended up missing the field goal. So crazy things were happening in the second half in this game. That was one of them. Honestly, I don't want to take away anything from our defense, but the Chiefs in the second half basically played they out tightened the Titans. They were basically the Titans this year. They had poor play calling. They went away from the running game and Kareem Hunt. They dropped passes. It was wow, this looks like the Titans, how they normally play. But, I mean, the Titans' defense was playing lights out, and our offense in the second half was incredible. I think we finished 7 of 8 on third downs in the second half, or 7 of 7. I
think you're right, but it should be 7 for 7, because I think that counts as the one that we didn't get was Mariota kneeling the ball on third down to run out the rest of the clock. So I think we were perfect on third downs.
Perfect on third downs.
Second half, which is
that's definitely been an eyesore this whole year. So... And every single drive we had in the second half went for touchdowns, which is being.
And there were long drives too.
Yeah, I mean,
so we only had 3 possessions, all of them resulting in touchdowns.
Yeah, and we controlled the ball for over 19 minutes of the 30 minutes in the second half, mainly due to that first opening drive of the second half where we held it for 8 minutes. Thank God Mariota is the best receiver we have, because we needed a touchdown out of that drive, and he delivered. One of the, I mean, that might that's got to be a top 10 play of the NFL season right there. If not, of all time.
That's going to be replayed for years and years to come, and in great plays in the playoffs ever made and whatnot. Mariota's. I mean, in my opinion, Mariota was already a star, but I think he transformed himself into maybe not a superstar, but everybody saw the Mariota that all the Titans fans have been defending and supporting through his supposed regressed season. So yeah, it was good to see for him to be on the national stage and have a really, really good game. And if you don't believe in Mariota as our franchise quarterback at this point, I don't really know what to say. I don't really know what to say to you. What more does the man have to do?
I mean, it's people want their franchise quarterback to go throw for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns game in and game out. The problem is there's only about 3 to 4 of those quarterbacks in the league, that are capable of that. But you don't necessarily have to have that to win a Super Bowl. Mariota.
No, yeah, not at all. And I mean, and people that are saying Mariota's not a great quarterback or he's had a bad season, and they're pointing to his 13 touchdowns to 15 interceptions on the season. You know what that tells me? When they use that argument, that tells me you don't actually watch the games, because he is so much better than that stat line. And if you look at this game, let's see, I have his stats right here. He had 205 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Not really terrible, 88.8 passer rating, but not great. But he was way better than that stat line too in this game, in my opinion. If you watch the game, he definitely transcends whatever stat line he puts up, and you just see the leadership on the field and how the team rallies around him when he makes huge plays. Like everybody loves this guy and loves having him as our leader, and they love playing for him.
I mean, he's not just a quarterback. He's not a typical NFL quarterback, and he's not just a quarterback. He's a playmaker. I mean, he runs. He converted several clutch third downs just by using his legs. He caught a pass to himself. He threw a game-sealing block to Derrick Henry that's not recorded in the stats. I mean, I think you nailed it. People who throw those stats around about Mariota saying he's not that good because he doesn't put up numbers or he doesn't put up great numbers, they're not watching the games. The guy is a playmaker on the same level that Steve McNair was, and that Russell Wilson is. He reminds me a lot of those two guys watching him play. Russell Wilson puts up better numbers than Mariota, but not all the time, not as consistently as a Drew Brees or a Tom Brady. But when it comes down to clutch time, Russell Wilson's going to make that play, whether it's with his legs, whether it's throwing a block, making a scramble, something like that. And same with McNair.
Yeah, he has the intangibles. He has that, a lot of people say, that it factor. He has the it factor. He almost, especially in that pass to himself that he caught for a touchdown, that's the magic that you see only a few players have. Russell Wilson has those magical quote-unquote capabilities, or Aaron Rodgers. I think he's got that. I think he has that ability with him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm glad that hopefully a national audience was able to see this Mariota, because I believe that's the Mariota that all the Titans fans have seen since he's come into the league. Not the guy who goes out and puts up crazy numbers, but the guy who makes plays to lead his team to victory more times than not. And it paid off here. I'd love to. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't love the guy anymore. I'm wearing my Mariota jersey. Put it on just for him. He is the GOAT.
Yes. I'm wearing my my exotic Smash Mouth shirt because I think we got back to Smash Mouth with Derrick Henry, so I think that's appropriate.
You know, it's funny because I was looking at it this way. So first half, we were terrible. Everyone was doubting themselves, saying we weren't a playoff team. People were leaving us YouTube comments being like, Titans are getting blown out already, which is funny to look back at now. But you know, in the second half, it's like the team played how every fan that's been criticizing the coaches wanted them to play. We ran more up-tempo offense. We had to lean on Derrick Henry as the main back, which people have been wanting all year because DeMarco Murray missed this game. He produced this game, 23 carries for 156 yards, and like you mentioned, 2 receptions for 35. I mean, the guy was unstoppable, and we know that he can be that. I feel like fans have known that he could do that all year. It's just taken dire situations for the coaching staff finally to go to the options that fans wanted to see. Let Marcus Mariota kind of play that backyard ball, make plays with his legs if he needs to, and then lean on Derrick Henry, and look what it produced. How many points did we get in the second half? 19 second half points, and our defense did their job as we know they were going to do, shutting out the Kansas City Chiefs. It was just an epic Titans game. I don't know what else to say.
Yes. Absolutely. Epic indeed.
If you're not hyped after Derrick that game, I don't know if you should be watching this channel, okay? Or watching the Titans play football ever again.
Yeah. Oh, agreed. Another thing on Derrick Henry is he's the third running back in franchise history to have a 100-yard game in the playoffs. Second most all-time behind Eddie George. Earl Campbell was the other one. Pretty good company, Derrick Henry. So major props. This was definitely like a coming out party kind of game for Derrick Henry.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
you still saw. I think he's clearly the better runner. I think he proved that. Then I guess DeMarco Murray, if you want to have a DeMarco Murray versus Derrick Henry debate, but you did see, he did have his pass catching was nice to see as well, but the blocking that still looks like it needs to be worked on with Henry because that's really what caused Mariota to get lit up by Derek Johnson and really fumbled the ball. Fortunately, we kept possession because of the refs calling the forward progress. But yeah, Derrick Henry completely. Didn't recognize that blitz, and if he doesn't work on that part of his game, Mariota could very well get killed.
I mean,
or
it looked like
get a strip sack.
It looked like Mariota got killed on that play.
Yeah, change momentum in the game. But
it looked like Mariota got killed on that play. He got decleated, I think, as you could say, by Derek Johnson. That was brutal.
Yeah, but you know what? I love seeing Mariota. He doesn't seem phased. He didn't seem affected by it. That's kind of also the McNair in him that we saw. McNair got beat up through his entire career, taking huge shots, but he never it didn't really affect him mentally. He always bounced back. He got back up. And he finished the game. A lot of people say, Mariota's injury prone, yada, yada, yada. Well, he didn't look injury prone in this game, taking that huge shot and then not missing a snap,
not even like making a frown after he got hit. You see Cam Newton get poked in the eye and he's down on the field for 10 minutes. Mariota gets decleated and slammed to the ground, and then he's right back up and he's ready for the next play without saying a word or breaking a smile or a smirk or a tear. I love the guy, man. I think he's gonna do great things for this Titans team. He already has.
He's only been our quarterback for 3 years, but he's had so many epic, legendary moments. Even going back to his rookie year, like his first game of the season, he threw 4 touchdowns in the first half, breaking records. He has a. He probably could have like a 2-hour highlight film already just through his first 3 years in the NFL.
Okay, back to the Derrick Henry DeMarco Murray debate, because you pointed out how Derrick Henry missed that block that led to Marcus Mariota getting smashed. Do you think that in the offseason, if Derrick Henry, if we move on from DeMarco Murray, that the reason he hasn't picked he's not up to speed on some of those intangibles, those small areas of his game like pass blocking, is because the Titans have kind of relied on DeMarco Murray to always fill that spot. So when Derrick Henry's thrust into that role, he hasn't really had a lot of practice playing as that pass blocker.
Yeah, I think.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think the more experience he gets, the more he's going to be able to recognize that kind of stuff. The more defenses that he sees in different formations and what to expect, whether through watching film or actually just being on the field, playing it himself. I think he'll get better at it eventually. But yeah, I think up to this point, it's been hard for the coaches to trust him in those situations, which is partly why we're super predictable on offense, that every time Derrick Henry comes in the game, it's probably going to be a run because the coaches can't trust him to pick up a blitz or can't trust him to run the right direction. We saw in the Jacksonville game, ran the wrong way on the running play. It looked like it should have been a counter run or something, and he didn't run it like that. Ran right into Mariota, causing a huge fumble. So, he's definitely got to get better mentally as far as the game goes. But yeah, I mean, as a runner, he's fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's a very teachable thing for a player. You can teach him how to read and to pick up the blocks and the blitzes. instead of like he already has the stuff you want out of a running back. Now you can teach him the small things and kind of fill up the gaps in his game to make him the real number one, which I would really like to see. After that game, I'm starting to believe that we'll probably move on from DeMarco in this offseason. At least Derrick Henry will be the lead back instead of having kind of a double-headed starter monster. What say you? I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, you kind of cut out at the for a second there, but yeah, I think you talked about this in one of our videos. I think where in the draft we're probably maybe going to find that change of pace back to complement Henry now, and then go forward with those guys and kind of maybe say goodbye to Murray for the season. Even though that's kind of sad. He's really been a huge reason why the franchise had turned itself around the last 2 years.
Yeah, I definitely feel like DeMarco. I definitely feel like DeMarco Murray is going to go down in Titans history as extremely underappreciated by the fan base, which is sad because his tenure here, I think he did great things, but I think overall, for the majority of the time here, most people, from what I heard, were wanting Derrick Henry to take over, even though DeMarco Murray was playing great. So. Maybe it won't be that way, but from right now, I feel like I'm getting that feeling from people that he'll be underappreciated. But I want DeMarco, if you're watching this, I know you are. We appreciate you here at Titans 2. We appreciate what you've meant and done for the two-tone blue. And if you were able to play, I want you out on the field. So, yeah, that's a shout out to DeMarco Murray.
I mean, he might be healthy by the time we get to the Super Bowl this year, which is undeniable. He might be healthy enough to play in the Super Bowl, so maybe we can count on that.
Oh man, just a crazy good game. Do you have anything left to say? We're getting this out a few days late to work out some of the issues with me moving, so most of what we've said has probably already been said in some state or form. I
do want to point out a huge key for us in our preview video was the turnover battle. And I didn't think we'd be able to win this game if we lost the turnover battle. And somehow we did. We turned the ball over twice and didn't get one single turnover on defense. And we still managed to win the game, which says a whole lot about our team. That's one stat I felt like we had to have on our side. But shoot, we got it done anyway.
That is really crazy, especially from like a really smart, well-coached team like the Chiefs. If you don't win the turnover battle, you're probably going to find yourself in a hole, which we did, but a hole you're unable to come out of. But we have the Lord and Savior Marcus Mariota leading the team, so he's able to come out of the hole. But yeah, I think we both mentioned that if we lose the turnover battle, it's going to be a tough game to win. I mean, it was a tough game to win, but we won. So I guess that's just the NFL playoffs for you.
It is. Shouldn't have doubted us. I can't believe people that just don't give teams a chance in the playoffs. That's ridiculous. I hate, last week people were saying, Titans have no chance. They're probably going to get blown out by the Chiefs. Titans are wasting a playoff spot. And now this week, they're saying, oh, the Patriots, they're going to cruise their way to the AFC Championship game at least. Like they could probably rest Tom Brady and still win this game. Have these people never seen the NFL before this season? That's ridiculous. In the playoffs, upsets happen all the time. Teams get hot all the time. I mean, all you have to look at is the 9-7 Giants upsetting the 16-0 Patriots in the Super Bowl in 2007. Like anything can happen. If that can happen, anything can happen. It's any team's game when the playoffs start. So it's just irritating. I mean, I know on paper it looks like we're outclassed, but play the game and let the game play out, people. That's absurd to me.
Come on, Kansas City put it to the Patriots the first game of the year, and we just beat Kansas City. So do the math, people. We're better than the Patriots. Huh. So infuriating.
Exactly. Oh, man.
I definitely want to give props to I was going to say, definitely give props to our defense. I mean, I think they've been the cornerstone of the team this year through the offense's ups and downs. And once again, they delivered, not really in the first half, but, I mean, with the weapons that Kansas City has, only giving up 21 points, that's not too bad. I mean, I feel like our team should be able to overcome that, which we did, but especially in the second half, shutting them out, only allowing 61 yards. I know they didn't have Kelsey, but Kareem Hunt, the NFL's leading rusher, held him to 42 yards. Tyreek Hill only had that one big catch, but it didn't go for a touchdown. It was only a 45-yard gain. Other than that, I think if you hold Tyreek Hill without a long touchdown, I kind of think you won that battle.
Yeah.
So I just got to give props all around to the D. How many times did we sack Alex Smith too? I mean,
I think it was 4. I think I saw that stat, 4 sacks. Yeah, like I love seeing Jarrell Casey and Derek Morgan having great games, being like long tenured Titans, never reaching the playoffs. Now they're finally here, and they definitely impacted this game. Brian Arakpo too. He had 1.5 sacks on the game. So yeah, great game from a few guys on the defense. But I do want to say on offense, man, it was so great to see Eric Decker redeem himself. Shout out to Decker for catching the game-winning touchdown pass because, man, I was about ready for him to be cut after the first half in that game. Like, man,
Eric Decker's game against the Chiefs was basically symbolic of the Titans' game as a whole against the Chiefs. The first half we sucked. We dropped the ball, and then we come around and he catches the game-winning touchdown. Like, major redemption. And that was only his second target, too? No, he had 5 targets.
Yeah, I think so.
That was only his second catch.
Let's see. Or no, well, nope, never mind. He had 5 targets.
So, but that was only his second catch, so that had to be on his mind as Mariota's throwing that. But he, you know, that's what we brought him in for. I know we were giving him crap for dropping that one, saying, "Wait, we brought him in to make big plays like that." He did redeem himself. So
yeah, absolutely. And I love that Mariota. You know, he didn't lose confidence in him. He goes right back to him in a clutch moment in the game to make the play. And Eric Decker, veteran receiver, who really is not known for dropping passes, which is the surprising thing. But yeah, great to see Eric Decker make that up. I was pretty happy for him.
Walker, I want to shout out Delaney Walker once again. The beast that I feel like he also gets overlooked, especially in these post-game recaps, because he does it game in and game out. Insane. He's just a beastly tight end. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. I mean, especially going up against Travis Kelce. All the focus is on Travis Kelce in this game. But Delaney Walker, 6 catches for 74 yards.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, and so many big third down conversions as well. So yeah, when we need a play, Mariota is looking for him, and he gets it done. And I think defenses kind of expect that, and it's almost like they still can't stop it. Especially when they're really clicking in a game and have that great chemistry.
True.
One guy that I'm starting to get concerned about is where has Rashard Matthews been? Probably our most polished, reliable receiver on this roster. Has been pretty quiet the last 2 games, maybe the last 3.
Our wide receivers as a whole have been pretty quiet the last 2 games, which we'd managed to win both of those.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, he only had 2 targets in this game. He had 1 catch for 15 yards. So kind of not being as involved in the offense. But he's such a polished receiver, like I said, a reliable weapon. And I think we need to find a way to work him back into the game plan as well, especially this game upcoming against the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, Patriots are probably the greatest team at taking a team's strength away from them. I think we know if we want to beat the Patriots, we're going to have to get some major production from our receiving group and from Mariota in the passing game, because I think the Patriots know in order to shut down the Titans, they need to contain the run game, and then probably just Delaney Walker really contain Marcus in the pocket and make him make plays to our receivers. So they're really going to have to step up in New England, which I believe they can do. We have the talent on the roster. I trust these guys. Eric Decker, Rashard Matthews, even Corey Davis. He had some great plays going up against Marcus Peters on Saturday. I think Malarkey blamed the 1 interception on his poor route running, which is something he can improve. He's only a rookie, but he's got the talent. So.
Yeah, and he's been hurt all year. He missed training camp, so hopefully we won't see these kind of mental lapses next season. When he gets in a full amount of training camp and continues to build chemistry with Mariota. And I was pretty pissed because Mariota did miss him running pretty open. I think he was like wide open down the right sideline for a touchdown pass, and Mariota, that was a bad throw for Mariota. We're sitting here praising Mariota, but he did miss Davis wide open for a touchdown. I really wanted to see him get his first touchdown catch of his career. But nope, not yet. Not yet, Davis.
Yet. Maybe this weekend against the Pats. Okay.
If he comes up with like the game-winning touchdown catch against the Patriots, I think I would take that. It will have been worth it to wait this long to see Davis get in the end zone.
Totally. Okay, anything else you want to go ahead and start wrapping this up? Any last thoughts on this game?
Last thoughts. other than that, it was legendary, and I literally have not stopped watching highlights of it since it ended. No, I don't know. Are we missing something? Are we missing any big storylines to come out from the game? Probably are, but
you know, we only have a limited amount of time here.
Yeah, and then I mean we're a couple days late, or a couple days after the game has ended, so you know a lot of people have talked about the same things that we have, and probably hit on some things that we didn't, but yeah, wanted to give our reaction. Our own recap.
What you're saying about us going to New England and not giving us a chance, and I mean, if we can channel what we channeled in the second half, I think we're the most dangerous. We could be a really dangerous team right here. We're a team who believes in each other, who believes in the coach, who has each other's back, and we have a lot of talent across the board on the roster. Strong defense, and a lot of talent on the offensive side of the roster. I know that people criticize the play calling time and time again, but when it comes to dire situations, you know, the play calling kind of takes a back seat to just letting the players make plays, which is what we saw in the second half of the Chiefs. So maybe we'll see Mariota kind of loosen up a little bit. Robisky, let him go as we get deeper and get into more dire situations.
We're playing with house money at this point. I mean, we made it to the divisional round, which really that makes winning the AFC South almost irrelevant, because we would have had a home playoff game, yes, but we would have had to win that anyway, and we'd be going to Pittsburgh or New England anyway. So we've already met expectations. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully, we'll just let everybody loose and especially Mariota. Hopefully, we continue letting him just call the shots, going no huddle, calling the plays, because that's really what worked for us against Kansas City.
Yeah, the best thing that could have happened against Kansas City is us getting down 21-0 to them just being like, all right, Mariota, go. Derrick Henry, go. Do your thing.
Yeah, go. Everybody go. But yeah, if you believe in the idea of quote-unquote team that is built for the playoffs, I think that lines up well with us. I mean, we're strong up front on both sides of the ball. We have a bruising running back, a mobile quarterback. That's hard to stop when he gets in rhythm. So we'll see what happens.
The recipe for disaster if you're the Patriots. Watch out, guys. I believe, man. I believe.
Yeah, you guys are in trouble.
Right, that's all I got.
Of course, gotta always believe. Yeah, we'll try to do something for an actual preview breakdown of the Patriots game. But yeah, exciting times to be a Titans fan. We are one of 8 teams left in the NFL. It's crazy to think about. 2 years ago, we're 3-13. This year, we're in the divisional round. Yep. Think about this. We are playing a game in Foxborough in mid-January. That is amazing. That's all you could ask for at this point, I think. So I'm pumped.
10-6, 11-5, win the division or whatever. And then, you know, as the season went on, people were starting to think the season, even if we made the playoffs, was kind of lost. Was like a downer. But now, I mean, like you said, this is all you can ask for. Winning the first playoff game and then going to Foxborough to take down the reigning champions, playing in January in the second round. That you can't ask for. That was our best shot we had, basically, and we're there. How can you be upset about that? We're doing what we thought we could do. So
the position that we're in. The Titans have the position that we're in. The Titans have the opportunity to take down and possibly end a dynasty. Will it happen? Probably not. The odds are all stacked against us, but the NFL world is cheering for us. They've got our backs. They want to see this upset happen. I think they should, because the Patriots win all the time. So
all right,
let's go. Let's get it done.
Thanks for watching. Let us know your comments about the game. Anything we missed. Like, subscribe, follow us on that stuff, and we'll see you later this week to break down the Patriots game and some other sports stuff. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, sports. Woo.
All right.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Sports. Woo. Awesome. All right, cool. Peace. Peace out. Okay.